Good afternoon, everyone. Oh, thank you. If it's okay with everyone, I'm just going to direct my entire presentation to you since you seem to be very keyed in. How are you all doing this afternoon? That is good to hear. I will tell you, no matter how good you're doing right now, you're going to be doing even better by the end of this new student orientation. So one, give yourselves a round of applause for being here on a blustery afternoon. The applause was to just buy me a little time to go put my phone away. My name is Chuck Steele. Actually, I have to go back over there. I forgot the clicker. You know now I'm just going to keep walking back and forth. But anyways, my name is Chuck Steele. I am the Director of Student Life here at College of DuPage, and I will be leading the new student orientation for you today. I do want to, before we get too far into it, and I don't want to forget, we do have some gratitude to share. I do want to get a little more applause for our operations staff who moved all of the tables and chairs and everything we need to run new student orientation over to the Mackinac Arts Center today. So give it up for the operations team. Keep it going for our multimedia department who is here streaming and recording the event. And of course, let's hear it for the Mackinac Arts Center staff who have allowed us to be in the Belushi Performance Center today for new student orientation. Between you and me, normally we wouldn't be in the theater for this, but due to a lot of events going on campus, this is the space that we had. But I'll tell you, it actually works in your favor because it's like a little commercial for the Arts Center. Are you guys familiar with Jim and John Belushi? They are alum of College of DuPage. That is who this theater is named after. But in addition to this theater, we have two other theaters. We have a Playhouse Theater. We have a Black Box Theater. We have the expected student productions that go on here, but we also have professional resident ensembles who perform here. And then we have an incredibly impressive touring schedule of professional talent who comes through and performs here. And everything is offered to you guys at a significant student discount. So once again, let's hear it for the Mackinac Arts Center. And the last group I want to acknowledge, you've seen them as you've come in. They've already helped you find your seat, get registered, check in, and that is our orientation leaders. They're all the students in the green today. Let's hear it for the orientation leaders. Not to give you another commercial, but here it is. If you are interested, by the end of today, if you're interested in becoming an orientation leader in the future, not only do you get to help all the incoming students that we have at College of DuPage, you also get paid a scholarship for your efforts, and then it is also connected to our Living Leadership program, so you can get a co-curricular certificate for your participation in the Orientation Leader program. So, with all the gratitude out of the way, let me tell you a little bit more about what the program is for today. So I will be the main host. I will be telling you really what you know to be successful at College of DuPage. And if I might be a little bit exaggerating, but I'm going to also add in life, in general, I'm going to give you the keys to your success. Then we're going to have a number of presenters come in and tell you a little bit, just a little bit about each of their departments. And then, before we leave this room, you all were given raffle tickets. We will be raffling off these prizes over here. Let me tell you just what they are to build a little anticipation. We have a Lego floral set. You guys get it. You guys get it. We have a picnic blanket. A Belkin Boost Charger power bank, the original Ted from the movie Ted, That part's not true. I just, disclaimer, not true. Oh, but behind Ted, we have a Keurig coffee maker. Okay, so after that, you're going to be so interested in the information that you're hearing today, you're going to want to get even more information. You'll have another tabling opportunity to go out and talk to all of our presenters here today, in addition to some extra offices that we have out there as well. In addition, what we're going to do is where there was coffee in the middle today, we're going to replace it with bowls of ice cream, and then all of the tables will have different toppings so you can build your own sundae as you visit and learn even more about College of DuPage. And I know what you're all thinking, ice cream sundaes on a blustery winter day? Yeah, it's always the right time for an ice cream sundae in my book. So, the last thing to tell you is that new student orientation doesn't end today. It keeps right on going with our winter welcome week. So the first week of school, we have events. The Office of Student Life has events going on every day, including we have a carnival day, we have the Student Life Fair, which has all the clubs and organizations, we have a karaoke day. All of the events will have food, free food for the students. So stop on by, make sure you look. There's a QR code on this ticket. And I forgot to mention on the back, in addition to getting your ice cream sundaes, you can get stamped, and then you can be entered for even more drawings for prizes at the end of the day. All right? Okay. Now, let's talk about College of DuPage. As you know, we are a community college. And I will tell you, we love being a community college. And part of that we love so much about being a community college is we love the community that we have here at College of DuPage. We have an incredibly strong, vibrant community, and we welcome you to be a part of it. One thing that's really important about when you're joining a community is that you know a little bit about us and a little bit about our history. I'm going to read something. I apologize for that, but I have to get the pronunciations right. So with that being said, you may already know this being residents of DuPage, but regardless, I do want to acknowledge that the College of DuPage currently exists on traditional lands of numerous nations, including the Anishinaabe Council of Three Fires, the Ojibwa, the Ottawa, the Potawatomi, the Haudenosaunee, the Ho-Chunk, the Alianawek, the Kickapoo, the Menominee, the Miami, and the Meskwaki peoples. We recognize that we are the most recent residents of lands that have a long history, defined by numerous custodians who have occupied, cultivated, honored, and protected the land for over 10,000 years, and that land was stolen and its inhabitants unjustly removed, and who presently live and proudly preserve their culture and identity in this area and elsewhere. We also acknowledge and honor with respect and gratitude the land itself, its history, and the peoples who have stewarded it throughout the generations. So that is one unique thing about the College of DuPage. Another thing that's important about being part of the community is not only that you learn about us, but that you learn about each other and that we learn about you. So at this point in time, we're going to do something that I like to call one unique thing. And what we're going to do, what I'm going to ask you to do, this is super quick. I'm going to ask you to kind of group up. I know it's a little awkward when you're in rows like this, but I'm going to ask you to group up in groups of maybe 5 or 6, and the easiest way to do it is to maybe have 3 people turn around and talk to the row behind you. And then skip a row, and then do the same thing. If everyone turns around, it's not going to work. But you guys knew that. What you're going to do is you're going to introduce yourself, just say, hi, my name is, and then say one unique thing about yourself. That's it. Or I should add, one positive unique thing. You would think that would go without saying, but I've learned a lesson, and now I say one unique positive thing. It can be a talent that you have. It can be an experience, something that you think is just unique in your group of 5 or 6 people. If someone else says, if you say, like, I've been parachuting before, and someone else says, I did that as well, you can either be more specific and say how many times or where you did it, Or you can change and try something else. We just want it to be unique within the group, all right? At the end, I'm going to ask for a couple volunteers to share their one unique thing with the entire group, and we'll see if it's still unique for all of us, all right? I'm also going to ask the orientation leaders who are getting green to maybe jump in and kind of just make sure that everyone's participating and everyone has time to do it, all right? So with that being said, everyone I'm going to let you self-select your group, share one unique thing. You guys are really good, very attentive. I really appreciate that. Who would like to share their one unique thing with the entire group? Oh, I see a hand right here. So this is how it's going to work. You're going to stand up. I'm going to toss you this catch box. There you go, you're getting ready. It is Nerf, should not hurt. Maybe it could, but it should not hurt. But we're going to put a nice arc on it. When you get it, we want to make sure everyone can hear you, so you're going to just hold it right here, and the mic will pick you up perfectly, and that way even the people in the back can hear. You're going to start by saying, hello, state your name, and then everyone will say hello, and then you can say your one unique thing. Question? Oh, you want? Well, you've reminded me of one more rule. You can only volunteer yourself, and you can only say your own one unique thing. So with that being said, let me give you first preference. Would you like to share your one unique thing? Sure. There we go. That's what I like to hear. So go ahead. Let them have it. Go ahead. You got to stand up. You got to be ready to catch. You said ready. This is what he did. I said, are you ready to catch? He goes, I'm ready.
I'm ready.
And I was already in the motion. All right, so your name?
My name is Nery, N-E-R-Y, and one unique...
Hi, Neri. There we go. Okay, go ahead, Neri.
And one unique thing I can do is make a pretty cool noise with my hands and mouth. So, if y'all don't mind...
Wait, you don't sit down. We're not done. So first, I think you have a future in meditation sound effects. That was very relaxing. Was that a bird call?
Yeah. Something like that.
Any particular type of bird you were calling?
No, just to find my way around the jungle.
And if you don't mind, can you explain a little bit more how that works when you're in the jungle?
So if I'm lost, someone could just hear me make that call, and then they might find me. If not, then the birds can lead me.
Okay, very nice. Here, give them a round of applause. Toss that back. It's the first time that's happened. There's supposed to be Velcro in here somewhere, but we'll be a little bit more careful. Hold on, I'm not quite done throwing things. We have a squishy stress ball for you for being the first volunteer. I said first volunteer because I know there's going to be a second volunteer. Who'd like to go? Stand up. And honestly, this has made me nervous, so I'm going to pass that back since that came flying out. All right, your name?
Hello, my name is Patrick.
I thought for sure you guys were going to go, hi, Patrick. Go ahead, Patrick.
My unique thing is I have 9 custom mechanical keyboards.
That has impressed a significant amount of people. Say it again, 9?
Custom mechanical keyboards.
And what do the custom mechanical, are we talking computer keyboards?
Yeah,
or are we
computer
talking musical?
keyboards.
Okay, and did you customize them yourself?
Yeah, like you buy parts and then you put the parts together. And
I do?
No, not you.
Oh, okay.
I do.
You do?
I do, yeah.
And which one are you most proud of?
Probably my most recent one because it's like a 40% keyboard, which means there's no numbers, there's like a lot less keys, so it's a lot harder to type on compared to other keyboards.
Is that in high demand, a 40% keyboard?
Not at all. It's the opposite of high demand, I would say.
Because I'll be honest with you, to me, I'm interested now in a 40% keyboard because to me the implication is I'll be doing 40% less work.
Yeah.
So if numbers come up, I'll be like, that's not me. I can't. My keyboard. What can I do? How did you personalize it? What does it look like?
I have it in my backpack actually. If you want to see it.
It's not if I want to see it. Do you guys want to see it? They want to see it, Patrick.
Okay. Yes, hold it.
If you could fill the time with the bird call. Yeah, Neri, thank you. Can you do the bird call while we're waiting? Oh, you even faded it out. Well done. Okay. First of all, you weren't kidding about 40%, but what was that reflective thing on the back?
It's a stainless steel weight on the bottom to make it like heavier, I guess.
Very nice. Now I have to check. I forgot to check earlier, but anybody else make personalized mechanical keyboards in the room? Serious? Oh, we have two others. But that is okay because that is a very nice connection. When you can connect over a unique thing like that, give Patrick a round of applause. Patrick, I'm giving you a 40% sized stress ball. You ready? Okay, and we'll do one last one. Straight to back. Can you pass it back 4 rows? Thank you very much.
Hello, I'm Alexis.
Hi, Alexis.
Hi. I have 7 pet reptiles, a few aquariums, and we have 4 cats at home.
Where should we start? You want to run through the reptiles?
Yeah, sure. I have 4 Russian tortoises, 2 of which I've
Hold
hatched.
on. Say that again.
I have 4 Russian tortoises.
Russian tortoises.
Yeah, and then I have.
What's their hurry? Go ahead. Sorry
Well,
about that. I apologize to everyone.
No, it's all good. I have 2 red-eared sliders as well. They each have their own 100-gallon aquariums. And then I have my blue-tongued skink, which is basically a really fat lizard, and that's like 2 feet long.
Skank, it's called?
Skink. No, my Nana calls it that.
Okay, all right.
And then my aquariums, I have shrimp and fish and stuff, kind of an assortment, live plants too. And then we have 4 cats.
And do the reptiles and the cats mind that you live there as well?
I haven't asked them, so.
What was your first pet?
My first pet ever, well, with the animals I have currently, was one of my tortoises when I was 11. But then now they've taken over half the basement, so.
All right, very nice. And is this a potential career field for you?
Yeah, I'm really interested in reptiles and stuff. So, definitely.
Normally I wouldn't share this, but I'll go ahead and share it. My brother just retired, but he used to be a zookeeper at Brookfield Zoo.
Oh, that's really cool.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. But I mean, it's sometimes cool. Mm-hmm. Because, he used to take us back, kind of backstage sometimes and show us things. And one time he worked with the reptiles in the Australian house, maybe. But anyways, he left me alone. I'm sitting there and I see on the counter there's a little thing of just all these baby mice, and I'm like, as I'm thinking to myself, what a cool job that you can take, like a baby animal and just take it from being a baby and raise it to, adulthood. And when he came back, I mentioned it to him. I said, that's a really cool thing about your job. And he goes, yeah, that's actually their food.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was exactly my reaction. But anyways, all right, thank you very much. If you want to pass that back up, I will
Here you go.
get you a little stress ball here. I feel like I should give you, what, 11? One for each animal? See me afterwards and we'll see. Okay. There you go. Oh, my bad. Thank you very much. Give everyone a round of applause. Nice job. I really enjoy hearing about people's uniqueness. I think there's a lot kind of in our world, in our culture, to kind of be like everyone else, and that's kind of what I think a lot of K through 12 can kind of teach us, is to, the similar you are, the easier it's going to be. And then you get out, and I'm going to put in quotes, the real world, and you find out that what makes something valuable is its rarity, how rare something is. And that's your uniqueness. And if you've been, kind of trained to not be talking about your uniqueness and sharing your sharing your uniqueness, that's where your value is. And when you go to apply for a job or apply for a 4-year school, that's one of the things they're looking for, is they want to see what separates you from the crowd. So being comfortable and talking about uniqueness, one, I just find it fascinating. But then two, when you can connect over a unique aspect of yourself, that's a really strong connection. So once again, give it up for our people who shared their one unique thing. Next up, we go from one unique thing to 3 G's. These are the 3 things, all beginning with the letter G, that you should remember in order to be successful, not only at College of DuPage, but in life. All right? If you ever bump into me in the hallways and you said, hey, remember me from New Student Orientation, I will ask you, hey, do you remember the 3 G's? So please, for my sake, try to remember them. For your sake as well. The first G is, there we go. It's going to help you remember if you repeat it back. It might look, even in this room, like we have a very diverse student population at College of DuPage. And that really, on one level, is very true. And it's part of what makes us a great community. But from another lens, I think we only have 2 types of students here at College of DuPage. You are either a genius or you're incredibly lucky. So I'm going to explain why you are a genius. You can figure out which category you belong in, but you're either a genius or you're incredibly lucky. And there's really 2 aspects of being a genius. One is money. We all know that when you come to College of DuPage, it's cheaper than going right to a 4-year school, correct? It does not take a genius to know that. But why that matters to geniuses is because geniuses think long term. They know that the goal is to try to get a certificate or a degree with spending the least amount of money. Because if you can get a certificate or degree and have money in the bank or have very little in student loans, you are going to have more options, right? You're going to have more options about the job you take. You're going to have more options about where you're living. In fact, we have a saying here at College of DuPage that says, the more you're able to live with your parents while you're in college, the less likely you'll have to live with your parents when you're out of college. Okay? So geniuses get this. But there's also the educational piece. And some people think, you get what you pay for. A lower price means a lower quality of education. And I'm here to tell you that could not be further from the truth. First of all, if you go to a 4-year school, and maybe you've been to a 4-year school already, maybe you have friends and family at a 4-year school, you know that when you're a freshman or sophomore, this would not be an unusual sized classroom. There are so many auditorium-sized classrooms at a 4-year school, and they're mostly for freshmen and sophomore. Here, our average class size is somewhere between 17 and 20, something like that. As you walk through the hall, one of the misconceptions about College of DuPage that I've heard from students sometimes is they walk through the halls and they see these smaller classrooms and they go, this is just like high school. It just reminds them of high school. And I can't deny that. Smaller classrooms are like high school. But you know what else it's like? Graduate school. Once you get to college, you start out in auditorium classes, and the higher up you go, when you get to a junior and senior, you get to be in the smaller classes. When you go to grad school, it's not unusual to just be around a table with 10 or 12 students in the cohort. So if it reminds you of high school, hey, that's fine. But no, in reality, in higher ed, it's more like grad school. And so you're getting that level of connection with the faculty. And I also want to say, typically, when you're in an auditorium-sized classroom, you're being taught by a TA, a teaching assistant, a graduate assistant. You're not being taught directly by a full professor, usually till you're a junior or senior. Here, we have no teaching assistants. And, and I give all the credit to the teaching assistants. When I was in grad school, I was a teaching assistant, and we're doing the best that we can. But we are not experts yet. We're working on it. Here, you're being taught by experts in the field. All right? We have something called 2+2 programs and 3+1 programs, where you can start your education here and transfer seamlessly to a 4-year school. 2 years here, 2 years there, 3 years here, 1 year there. One of the schools we do that with is the University of Illinois' engineering program. We have a 2+2 with them. And they say, if you're not familiar with the University of Illinois engineering program, it's one of the top 3 engineering programs in the country. And they say, not us, they say, you can start your education here, start your first 2 years, and then transfer seamlessly into their program. You have to maintain your grades and do well, but you can do that here and transfer seamlessly. So that's the University of Illinois engineering program telling you that is the quality of education that you're getting here. Geniuses know that. The other thing I want to tell you, when it comes to value, higher ed is not like buying a car. Buying a car, you can go on Kelley Blue Book or any of those sites, and there's an agreed upon price for the car, and it's all kind of, it's accepted, that's the price, and that's the value, right? Higher ed is not transactional. It's built to be transformational. What that means is you get to create your own value, right? There is a tuition dollar, and you're paying less, but that's not the value. The value is what you get out of it. And I will tell you this, Purdue University, one of the Big Ten, not Big Ten anymore, right? Big 11, Big 12, Big 20, whatever it is, Purdue University and Gallup Corporation did research to find out what was the most impactful part of college in terms of happiness after college, both in your career and your personal life. They wanted to know what part of college impacted happiness afterwards. What they found was what you did in college had a greater impact on happiness than where you went to college. So let me put that in the present tense. What you do in college has a greater impact than where you go to college. That's how you create value, by deciding what you're going to do in college. And that's honestly what today is all about. We're going to tell you how to get value, how to increase your value at the same time you're paying a very low cost. And that is something that geniuses are all about. So you either intentionally came here and you knew all this stuff, and in that case, you are definitely in the genius category. But if you didn't, if that was not your motivation for coming to College of DuPage, guess what? You're in the lucky category because you're getting all the same thing the geniuses are getting. And if you change your motivation to say, that's why I'm sticking here and that's why I'm going to do as much as I can here before I transfer out or complete, then guess what? You've just moved yourself into the genius category. Who here does not want to be a genius? That was kind of tricky because I almost made it look like everyone should raise their hand. But you did good. You're on. You guys are clearly already in the genius category. So the first G, closing it out. You got it. Second G. Okay. I don't know if it's still like this. It's been a while since I was in high school. But when I was in high school, we did driver's ed. And they had cars that, we learned to drive on, but we were behind the wheel. But there are some driver's ed instructors sitting next to you, and they would have an emergency brake on their side. They would sometimes just hit that emergency brake. Sometimes, I don't think they were supposed to, but sometimes they would actually reach across and grab the wheel and prevent you from hitting a car or from riding up on a curb. They would do that as well. It might have felt like you were driving, but in reality, you weren't. There's a guy or a person next to you who's really looking out for you. That's what high school is, in my opinion. That's the metaphors. That's what high school is. The goal of high school is to get you out of high school. And guess what? Everyone gets out of high school. In college, the responsibility becomes yours. You are in charge. You are the decision maker. We are going to provide you with so many tools. We are going to help in every way possible. What we're not going to do is slam on the brakes or grab the steering wheel. It's up to you. You are the decision maker. We are the support. So some ways for you to grab the wheel. One, know what is available to you. That's the other half of what we're doing today. We are telling you about a bunch of services and supports that we have for you in order to help you do well. Okay? Then you have to use them. It's not just knowing about them, you have to use them. The other thing is, you have to do the work. Higher ed is not just about showing up. That said, showing up is important. But you got to do the work. Showing up is not going to pass the class. Doing the work is going to pass the class. And let me tell you this about higher ed too, that not everyone realizes. How many hours a week do you have to work to be a full-time worker? 40 hours. Everyone knows that. In college, we measure hours by credit hours. And credit hours is how many hours per week are you going to be in class for that particular course. Typically, they're 3 hours, right? How many credit hours do you need to be considered a full-time student? 12. Very good. How does that make any sense? A full-time worker needs to work 40 hours. A full-time student has to go to class 12 hours. Not equitable. The reason for that is because for every hour in class, in college, the assumption is you're going to spend 2 to 3 hours outside of class. Doing homework, doing research, working on projects, talking with other students, visiting office hours, okay? If you assume for every class you take, you're going to spend 2 hours outside of class for every hour inside of class, that 12 credit hours becomes 36 hours. And if you compare 36 to 40, you go, okay, it's starting to balance out. So if you're thinking as you're making your schedule that the only time you have to account for is the time you are in class, that is not a recipe for success. You have to put in your calendar, account for your time that you're going to spend in time outside of class doing the work. Okay? That's another way to grab the wheel. Have a calendar, put everything on your calendar, whether you got a job schedule, whether all your classes, all your study time, if you have family responsibilities, anything you have, put it on one calendar so that you can coordinate everything. Always be prepared to take notes. If you want to impress anyone, whether it's for a job interview, whether it's for a class, whether it's for any kind of a meeting, you show up, you open a notebook, and you take out a pen, and you be ready to take notes, the person sitting across from you is going to be very impressed. And it's going to serve you well because you never know when a little gem of an idea or something that you're going to want to remember is going to come up in the conversation. And you might think in the moment, oh, I'll just remember this. That was good. I'll remember it. You won't. That's just not how we work. You have to write it down. So be prepared to take notes. The last thing about grabbing the wheel, and how many drivers in the audience? Are we all, the majority are drivers? You know then, if you're not paying attention and you're driving along and you didn't see a pothole, and all of a sudden you hit it, you can cause a tremendous amount of damage, right? You can blow a tire, you can break an axle, you can ruin your steering, who knows what. So it's always beneficial when you're driving is to look down the road. The more time you have, the more time you can adjust and avoid the problem or minimize it, right? School is like that. I will tell you this, you are all gonna hit a bump in the road. Even if you've led a perfect life until now and it's been nothing but gilded lilies all along the way, the probability is there will be a bump. So look long term, and that's going to give you the most amount of options to minimize it or avoid it entirely. Also, it'll give you time to take advantage of all the resources we have to help you get over that bump. One of the things I do want to mention, as I segue to the last G, is our food security initiative. We have a fuel pantry, we call it. It's a food pantry. We provide food for students and employees who are in need. So whether you just didn't eat breakfast this morning and you got a test and you don't want your stomach growling during the test, you stop by, you could get something to eat. Say you're responsible for the food at home for your family, you can stop by and grab a bag of stuff that'll help you get through for the week. Okay, we are here to help. You don't have to prove need or anything, you just have to be a COD student, all right? The other thing I will tell you is it's the food initiative program because it also involves our fuel garden. So we have a lot of natural produce that is in the pantry. We also, our culinary department is part of this, so that they will create meal kits. They will combine produce, fresh produce, and boxed and canned things. We have our biology department. We have, is part of this, we do service learning there. We have internships in both the garden and the pantry. So this is a multidiscipline way that we have to not only help students learn, but to support students while they're learning. Just one example. All right, the last G. The last G. Okay, this is again where you create the value, and I'm going to keep the car metaphor going. You buy a car for what purpose? To get around, transportation, to get from here to there. Almost every car, and I only use that caveat because I bought some cars that were true beaters, but almost every car comes with air conditioning, heated seats, power windows, kick and stereo, right? If your car comes with that stuff, are you going to use it? It would be foolish not to. It's not why you bought the car, but it came along with it. Of course you're going to use it. Why do people go to college? Take classes, get a certificate or degree, right? If that's all you do while you're at College of DuPage, it's like driving around town with your window up, the AC off, no stereo going. You'd be laughed at. You wouldn't feel good about yourself. It's not a good use of your money. We're going to give you so many ways to get involved while you're here. You know, I already mentioned one, the Orientation Leader Program. We have the Living Leadership Program. I didn't mention this at the beginning, but College of DuPage is the second largest institution of higher education in the state, including four-year schools. The only school bigger than us is University of Illinois at Champaign-Urbana. So we are huge. We have a ton of programs. We have a ton of opportunities. It's up to you to take advantage of them. Let me just check. The last thing I do want to say about that, when people, again, going back to research, are polled about the most impactful part of their college experience, the thing that they remember the most that had the greatest impact of them, 80% of the people who respond say that it happened outside of the classroom. Whether it's connecting with a faculty member during office hours, as a club advisor. So again, it's not just classroom material. And then the other thing that had the impact is joining a co-curricular activity. So reviewing 3 Gs, first G, second G, third G. All right, all tests at College of DuPage won't be open book like this one was, but you guys all got 100%. Well done. At this point, I want to ask the OLs to go ahead and step out. Christina needs your help out in the lobby, so If you don't mind, we'll give a minute for the OLs to step out. While they're doing that, and before I bring up our first presenter, I do want to say some people who attend a college, community college, sometimes think, well, this isn't the real college experience. I'll either sit tight, I'll take my gen eds, and if I'm transferring to a four-year school, once I get there, boom, college will really start. Or they think, look, I'm here to, get a degree, and then I'm going to get a job right afterwards, and so I guess I'm missing out on the college experience. Nothing could be further from the truth. If you do community college correctly, which means getting involved, taking advantage of everything we have to offer, it is a jump start on your college experience. If you go to a four-year school, typically, they start talking to you about internships, about study abroad, your junior or senior year. We're going to tell you about that today. If you want to play a sport, typically, you got to wait till you're a junior or senior to be a starter or to be in a performance group, to get a leading role. You have to wait, put in your time. If you want to be an officer for a club or organization, at College of DuPage, it starts immediately. What we find are the students who attend College of DuPage before they transfer, and they've taken advantage, when they get there, they're heads and shoulders above the students, the juniors who were at the four-year school the whole time. So this is a jump start. Do not wait to get involved at College of DuPage. Do not wait for it to transfer to a four-year. Do not miss the opportunity if you're going straight to a career after this. All right. I appreciate your attention and participation in that. I do want to start with our speakers. And our first, and to be fair, I do want to ask that our speakers, since we all did one unique thing, I'm going to ask that our speakers start by sharing one unique thing about themselves. I didn't share one unique thing, but I will right now. Again, my name is Chuck Steele. My first name, Chuck, means man. That's, if you look it up, meaning of words, my Charles means man. So I am the Man of Steel. It used to be funnier before I got an artificial shoulder and before I got a plate in my neck, because it used to be just figurative. Now it's becoming more literal. But with that being said, I would like to bring up Dennis Amano from counseling.
I am from counseling services, just FYI. We used to be combined with advising. We're no longer combined with advising. We do advising. We don't do very much advising anymore. We're not supposed to do as much advising anymore. That's kind of a change recently. So we focus on counseling, which is different from advising. Advising is more helping you kind of create your schedule of classes so you know what classes you need to complete your program and perhaps the transfer. Counseling is when you're maybe struggling with personal issues, sometimes mental health issues like anxiety and maybe depression and other mental health issues that interfere with your success as a student. And so if you're experiencing that, you come and see us in counseling. Just a little bit of information. We, at COD, we have tried to do a mental health survey on our students. We've done it for the third time now. The last time was this last spring. And just to get a sense of what is the state of mental health of our students at COD. And what we found is that our students, they're no different from the students across the country, whether the school is another community college or whether it's a four-year university. Very similar. And what we found is that our students report, 80% of the students that took the survey report that they experience anxiety. 80%. So right now, anxiety is the #1 mental health issue. It's been like that actually for several years now. And then after that is depression and stress. So just FYI, don't be surprised if you find yourself in the midst of maybe experiencing anxiety or other mental health issues. It happens to a lot of students, and I just want you to know that there is a place where you can go to get some help. That's our office. We also help you if you are undecided as a student and you don't know what to major in, you don't know what career to pursue. We help you with that. Similar to career services, they help you with job search and interviewing and resume building and a lot of other things, and you're going to hear more about them. But what we do is, if you're undecided, we help you explore career possibilities so that you can make a decision early on, so you don't waste your time, maybe taking classes that you may not need or spending money that you don't have to, so that we can, and it makes it easier actually to plan your classes when you know what to major in, and for those of you that want to transfer and get a bachelor's degree, to know what school you want to transfer to. It makes it a lot easier for the advisor that's going to be helping you plan your classes. We also teach classes, so we teach a class on, we call it career development, which is for students who are maybe undecided, they don't know what career to pursue. So we recommend that class if you're feeling like that. Maybe this is a class that you want to consider taking. It's a 2-credit-hour class. It usually transfers if you plan on transferring. We also teach a class that we call College Success Skills. This is a class that will help you develop your study skills, test-taking skills, maybe time management skills, and other skills that we often refer to as executive functioning skills, which are skills that you need to be successful in college. A lot of these skills you already have been using or have used in high school. You're going to continue to use them even more so, in my opinion, in college, because, as Chuck was referring to earlier, you're the one that's going to be grabbing the wheel. We're not going to be doing the things for you. So you are going to be more independent, and you're going to be, having to make those decisions about what do I need to do right now to be successful. So that's the second class that we teach. There's another class called Interpersonal Skills for Life and Work that we teach that helps you to develop your social interpersonal skills. And then I teach a class, it's actually a new class, it's a mindfulness class. I call it Introduction to Mindfulness. I don't know, how many of you have heard of mindfulness? Anybody? Okay, so actually a lot of you have heard about it. So it's a mindfulness class where half of the class is all about practice. So we will be doing a lot of meditation in class, but you're also going to learn where mindfulness comes from, and what the philosophy and the teachings are behind mindfulness. So if you're interested in any of these classes that we teach, please talk to your advisor and see if you can get into these classes. If you want to meet with us, we are right across from the advising office. We recommend that you call our office or you come in person. That's probably the best way to meet with us. I also want to add that we have a peer support program where maybe some of you are like, yeah, I don't know if I want to talk to a counselor, a total stranger, or maybe some of you may have had a negative experience with your high school counselor. I've heard stories from students in the past about that. And you may prefer to talk to a peer, another student. We do have a program where we, the counselors, train students to be able to offer peer support to other students who may be struggling a little bit and need to talk to someone and maybe not ready or not able to talk to a counselor. So we have that program. We do advertise it outside of our office. It's also on our website. come and talk to us at our table outside. We have some information on that, as well as the other services that we provide. I think that's about it. I think I covered everything. Any questions? If you have questions, we'll be outside out there. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dennis Amano. Next up, we have the dynamic duo, Kelly Kearns and Daniel Rishi.
Thank you. My name is Daniel Rishi, and this is my coworker.
Kelly Kearns.
Kelly, would you tell us your unique thing about you?
Yes, I'm sure there's many, but I'll stick with one. One of my unique things is I was born and raised farm girl, showed animals as big as cows, steers, dairy, and pigs at the fair every year. My very first year doing it, I won champion, so rock star at that.
And my unique thing about me is I enjoy playing guitar, and you could find me on warm days playing guitar outside of the Student Services Center. Kelly and I work in the Center for Access and Accommodations here at COD. We're a resource for students that are impacted by everything from areas of mental health, disabilities, medical conditions. As I mentioned, that's everything from impacted in the area of mental health or ADHD, for example. We're also a resource for students that are impacted when they are sick and have to miss class related to being sickness. Students in the past might have had what's called an IEP or a 504 plan in their high school level environment, and that's supported using accommodations in the K-12 environment. We're the go-to office here at COD to help you with those same accommodations pieces. So students that had 504 plans or IEPs certainly might want to get connected to our office. There are also other students that maybe they're impacted but haven't received accommodations before that also sign up with our office and start using accommodations with our office.
So, and as Daniel was saying, at one point or another, if anyone gets sick, you're likely to touch base with us. So reach out when in doubt. But overall, the process starts online. It's all on our website. If you go to the COD website, I use our search bar for everything when I'm looking for department information. Type in accommodations, access, we'll pop up. We'll be one of the first searches there. And so when you get to our website, you fill out our request form. There's this big green button on there, and you'll fill out the request form, provide your supporting documentation, and then we will follow up with you, typically through email. So I can't say this enough, and I'm sure you'll hear it as you continue on, but utilizing your DuPage email is really important. That's our main line of communication, is typically through email. We'll reach out to you, we'll coordinate an intake appointment with you, and we'll then meet with, we have a specialist in our office that will then meet with you individually and look at what's going on with you medically at this point in time, and then also in reference to what are your requirements for your classes. And so we have a very interactive process with that. We're gonna meet you where you're at, considering all the moving pieces going on. In those appointments, what we'll do is create what's called a letter of accommodation. This letter is how you're going to advocate to your instructors that you receive accommodations. If you choose not to advocate with your letter, you don't have to. That's your right. You have your right to deny your accommodations if you don't want to use them. However, if you choose not to use them, then your instructors are not going to be aware that you have accommodations. So communication is key. If you do want to use your accommodations, forward this letter on to your instructors, and they'll be able to apply those accommodations to your classes. With that said, too, everything that you're submitting to our office is kept confidential. No other departments on campus have access to your information to help you feel a little bit more confident on reaching out to us. Only you as the student, and then our department have access to that information. And so that just goes hand in hand with faculty are not going to be aware of accommodations unless you're forwarding on this letter that I'm referring to, and that we'll work with you on creating if that's necessary. So, without further ado, I'll say if you guys have any other individualized questions, we'll be out there in the lobby at our table. Thank you.
Thank you, Daniel and Kelly. Next up, we have from formerly called the Learning Commons. I had to make sure I'm using the correct name. From Tutoring and Academic Support Center, Angel Nance.
Good afternoon. My name is Angel Nance, and I'm from the Tutoring and Academic Support Center, also known as TASC. And my unique thing is I am a retired roller derby girl. So I used to play roller derby. You do? Who do you play for? I used to be on the DuPage Derby Dames. Okay, what's your derby name? Livewire. I'm Pepper Spray Patty. Nice to meet you. So I'm not so unique anymore.
Angel, if we can get back to the
Sorry. Okay.
support center.
We'll talk later. So the Tutoring and Academic Support Center has a few different areas. We offer math assistance, tutoring services, and writing, reading, speech assistance. We also support students who are preparing to take the placement exams. Does anyone still need to take placement exams, in particular math? Okay, just a couple of things about that. If you do have questions about the policies or procedures related to that, make sure you're talking to your counselors or advisors or the testing center staff, just to make sure you're getting the most up-to-date and accurate information. Also, information that applies to your circumstances. Every student's situation is different, and just because someone you know didn't have to take the placement test, it doesn't mean that that's the same for you. If you do need to take any of those placement tests, we have some resources in TASC to help you get ready for those. Then our first area is our math assistance, and here we support students with any kind of math in any class you might be taking, like chemistry and physics. And we work with students one-on-one in this area. No appointments are required. You can come in any time that we're open, and you're welcome to work with one of our tutors or on your own. A lot of students like to come right from class and start on their homework, and then work with one of the tutors if they do have questions. Math assistance is available both in person and online for our students, so you can get help in a lot of different ways in this area. We've also put together some really great reviews that you can use on your own to brush up on some basic math skills. These are available on our website. And this is a really great place to go if it's been a while since you've done some math. You can just work on those problems on those DIY reviews on your own. Our next area is tutoring services, and here the tutoring is course-based, meaning the tutors are working with you to review, clarify, or reinforce things that have been covered in your classes already. A tutoring session is not going to be a substitute for your own personal study time or attending classes, as the tutors do expect you to come to a session with questions or things that you want to work on. Tutoring meets with students both in person and online by appointment as well as drop-in. If you're interested in setting up a tutoring appointment, the first step is completing a tutoring request form that you'll find on our website. And once we have that information from you, our staff will contact you to discuss, do we have a tutor for your course and what that availability is, schedule appointments for you, or make sure you're aware of drop-in opportunities that are being offered for that course. In addition to working with students on course content, our tutors also work with students on study skills. Things like time management, note-taking, test prep, all skills and strategies that you want to develop and apply to your courses that can help you be more successful. So we may not have a tutor for your specific course, but we may recommend that you work with a tutor on developing some of those study skill strategies that, again, can help you out in your courses. And then our last area is writing, reading, speech assistance. Here we support students with writing, reading, and presentation skills for any course they're taking. It's not just writing for your English classes or speeches for your speech classes. We can work with you on any kind of assignment, and we can work with you from the moment you've been given an assignment through helping you get ready to turn that final paper in or that project, or help you get ready to give a presentation in class. So I don't want you to feel like you have to have something written already before you start working with our coaches in our writing, reading, speech area. We can help you with reviewing an assignment and making sure you understand it, and help you get strategies on how to start that writing process or how to start developing that presentation or speech. We also support students who might be writing scholarship or transfer essays or appeal letters, so keep that in mind if you find that you need to write any of those. I would say in particular with scholarship or transfer applications, that has a lot to do with money, right? And I don't know about any of you, but I don't want to leave free money on the table if I'm applying for a scholarship. So having someone else work on that or help you look at that application or that essay before you submit it is really in your best interest, and it doesn't take long to have somebody review that with you. Writing, reading, speech works on an appointment basis, and they are available both in person and online to work with students. So just a lot of great support in this area as well. Probably the best thing you like to hear about our services is they are free to all College of DuPage students. You're never going to pay anything extra to use these great support services. The best way to learn more about our resources is to visit our website, but more than that, I really encourage you to come in and visit us. We're located in the Student Resource Center, the SRC building, room 2102. We're right upstairs from the cafeteria. Our staff are always happy to talk to you about the classes you're taking and what kind of support you're looking for and help connect you with the right resource to get that support. Sometimes it might not be things that we do in task. It might be something you need to go to another department for, but we will help you make those connections. So again, don't hesitate to reach out to us to ask those questions. And I always recommend that students come in early and come in often. Get support early on in the semester. So like Chuck was talking about those potholes in the road, right? Maybe you can plan for those, and then if you do hit those potholes or speed bumps, they're not hitting you as harshly because you've been working with somebody and planning and prepping for those things along the way. So I will be at the tables after the session, so please stop by if you have any questions, and we look forward to working with you in the Tutoring and Academic Support Center.
Angel Nance, Derby Queen, Livewire. Everyone gets a stress ball for sharing one unique thing, even when it's spontaneous. There you go. Next up, from the Office of Career Services, we have Pierre Michaels. Give it up for Pierre.
Hello, everyone. I'm Pierre Michaels from the Career Services Center. My unique thing, I love movies. That's not unique, but it's how I enjoy my movies. I find an actor, actress, writer, director that I really like, then I watch everything in release chronological order. So as an example, I really like Harrison Ford. Do you guys know Harrison Ford? Can you introduce me? So one of his first big breakout movies was American Graffiti. So I watched that movie, then every single movie he's been in since, I've watched that in that order. It takes a lot of time. So career services, we're an office here to really help you move forward. You're making this genius decision of attending College of DuPage, right? And you're gonna keep making those genius decisions of getting involved here at College of DuPage and really planning ahead, moving forward, grabbing the wheel, looking ahead, and we're here to help you navigate that. So if you are looking ahead and you say, I need to find a job to help me pay for school, we support you through that process. If you're saying, I'm learning this information and now I need to get involved, I need to get an internship, we help you go through that, seek out those internships. And then, of course, as our office implies, those long-term career paths, we're here to support you. So we want to meet with you. We meet with you one-on-one. It could be in-person, virtual. We always try to accommodate to your needs, what you're looking for. We help you not just look for those opportunities, but researching different career paths. So earlier you heard Dennis talking about how counseling will meet with you and do some of that career exploration. We won't dive deep into that, but we will help you start researching different paths. If you're saying, I'm interested in nursing and I'm interested in, I don't know, being a phlebotomist, you want to know more about that? We help you look into that information, research that data, so then you can make the decision that's right for you. So then you're moving forward and you're applying to these opportunities. You need to get your resume in order. You need to be set with your cover letter, interviewing, LinkedIn. We'll sit down with you, help you with all those different things. If it's, I don't know how to do these, I don't even know what a cover letter is, I've never heard of that before, we'll teach you that to you. We'll help you with that. That's not just through our appointments though. We also offer webinars every week throughout the semester. So you can just go onto our website, see that schedule, register, because it is a webinar, it will be online, but you register, you get that link, and then you could attend that session. We also have a podcast We try to make our information as accessible as possible. So if you listen to podcasts, anywhere where you would listen to your audio, you could find the Career Ready podcast. We release new episodes every other week where we're talking about resumes, cover letters, LinkedIn interviewing, but we're also interviewing faculty so they could talk about their program and what that looks like, not just at College of DuPage, but also as a career path. Right, so we're here to help you find this information, but maybe you don't want to deal with our office. You're a busy student. Maybe you already have that job and you can't make it to campus for an appointment. We have a resume AI platform, so you don't even need to schedule an appointment. You could go, you start using VMOC at your own pace, upload a resume, and it will give you AI feedback in 20 seconds, or you could build your resume if you don't have one yet using that platform. Same thing with Big Interview. You could start mock interviewing, record your interview responses, and then that will give you AI feedback. We also have Career Coach, which is a great workforce database to start doing some of that data research. And we have Chaps Get Hired. We have employers reaching out to us saying they want to hire the geniuses that attend College of DuPage or that have graduated. So we evaluate those employers to make sure that they're legitimate employers, and you can find those job postings in Chaps Get Hired. Why would it be called Chaps Get Hired? Anyone know? What are you guys?
I heard
Someone said it? You're Chaparrals, right? COD. We're the Chaparrals. So you're our chaps. So you guys are chaps. So we want to get you hired. All right. So we're here to help you with all these career-related information, moving forward at your own pace, whatever is best for you. We're here to support you. But I'm saving the most important for last. This isn't so much about our office. In our office, we do have a Blackboard organization. How many of you know about Blackboard? All right, I see a lot of hands, but I'm not seeing everyone raise their hand. You need to find Blackboard. Blackboard is the way your faculty will be communicating with you. That's where you're going to be finding assignment information. So get familiar with Blackboard. But there are also organizations in Blackboard. So we have our Career Services for Students organization. So you could go in there, find all this information that I'm talking about in one centralized spot. Or you could go to our website and we'll have our service request form. It's basically an intake form. Just fill that out. That gives us the information we need to know. Then we'll reach out to you to schedule that appointment.
Thank you, Pierre. Not only for your presentation, but for pointing out the fact that I did not mention that we are the Chaparrals. So really quickly, anybody know what a chaparral is? A bird? A bird? I thought for sure we'd get a sound effect, but no, not this time. Not for what kind of bird? Roadrunner. The reason that we're called the Chaparrals is because when COD was first started, there was no campus. All the classes were taught at area high schools. And so both the faculty and the students, they'd take a class, they'd hop in their car, they'd have to drive to another campus, teach another class, take another class. They were always on the road, so we thought calling ourselves the Road Runners, you know, it wasn't fancy enough. We went with Chaparrals. We do have something that's called Chap Days at the beginning of fall semester. If anybody ever tells you that Chap Days is when all the students show up wearing chaps, that is not what it is. So do not fall for that. It is just it's like the winter welcome week, but in the fall. So that being said, next up we have Derek Jensen from the police department.
Good afternoon. I'm going to be very brief with you guys because I know you want to get to the ice cream portion of this. So Chuck said, I'm Derek. I've been with the police department here for about 18 years now. I'm just going to give you like this 60-second overview of our department. If you guys have any questions or need some follow-up details, feel free. We have a table outside. So we are a 24/7 certified law enforcement agency. So just like Wheaton or Glen Ellen PD, we are a police organization. We're just housed here at COD to help you guys. Today's kind of a perfect example of how we help you guys. It's a really cold day out there. If you go out to your car, it doesn't start, or you lock your keys in your car, don't call a tow company or AAA. We'll actually come out and give you guys a complimentary jump start or vehicle opening. So that happens quite frequently every single day, so utilize it, and no snow, we're here for you. Any kind of police emergency you guys come in contact with or you just need assistance, we're here for you. We have a couple locations on campus. I think most of you guys will probably be taking your classes here on East Campus. We are located in the SRC building on the second floor, and it's right where the SSC building and the SRC merge. So if you were to go in through the south circle on door 7, go up to the flight of stairs to the second floor, you're gonna run right into our dispatch center and service desk. We also have our police station, which is located on West Campus. It's on the corner of 22nd and Lambert. It's the big blue building, the Homeland Education Center. If you were to go in door number 4, we have a service window right there. Come in and see us anytime if you guys need help. If you need to contact us, there's a bunch of different ways you guys can contact us. Just walking in here, you guys might have noticed a lot of call boxes. They're littered all over the parkways on campus, the walkways, and the parking lots. There's a big red button on all those. If you just press them, it goes right to our dispatch center. They'll come into contact with you guys, and we'll get you any help you guys need. If you're not walking outside and you're walking inside the buildings, not all of us get the best of cell service. We do have a ton of red phones located all over campus inside the buildings. If you were to pick one of those up, it's going to start ringing right away. That'll go right to our dispatch center, and then again, any assistance you guys need, we'll come and help you out. We also have a safety application you guys can download on your phones, so if you have your phones handy, we do encourage all of you guys to download this, but it's called the Everbridge app. We have more information if you guys stop by the table, but you can set safety timers on your phone, so if you're here late at night studying or you have a late class and you feel nervous going to your car, you can actually set a safety timer on your phone. If that safety timer expires, it'll actually ping your phone to our dispatch center, and we can send someone out to your location. It's pretty accurate, which is creepy, but it helps. You could also text our police department through the app, which is pretty inconspicuous, and I know this generation loves texting and stuff, so it is an easy way to get a hold of us. We do have a desktop that's completely dedicated to the Everbridge app, so a big alert will go off, and we'll be very responsive to those text messages. If you go on the COD homepage, we have an email address. Just type in police in the search bar. It'll bring you to our contact information, and feel free to email us with any concerns you guys may have. I know a lot of the departments offer student work programs. We do as well. We have 3 positions. If anyone is interested in these, I know we are going to be hiring for 2 positions coming up here. You can work in our dispatch center and help our dispatchers relay calls not only to our department, but the engineering department and operations department. You can work at our service desk, which really takes walk-up complaints, any kind of assistance, and they house the lost and found. And we also have a community service officer position where you guys can actually drive around in one of the squads and help assist in a lot of the service calls that go on, lockouts, jump starts, motor vehicles, stuff like that. So all in all, it's a really good way to gain experience in customer service. I think whatever field you guys are all going to be going into is going to revolve around a lot of customer service. So we urge you guys, and you know, what better place to go to school and then get off class and come work for a couple hours. It's pretty convenient. So again, that's kind of a very brief overview. If you guys want to stop by, we'll give you some more information. But other than that, good luck this semester. Go Chaps and bear down.
Hold on. One unique thing.
Oh, okay. One unique thing about me, I am a Bears fan, if you can't tell now.
You think that's unique?
So my unique thing about that, though, is for the last 15 years, me and 4 of my high school buddies, we've been traveling to one away game each year to kind of visit the different stadiums and cities across the U.S. This year we did Minnesota, which was pretty cool because they had a comeback win. Not as good as beating the Packers twice in that fashion, but it was still good to go to. So I guess we'll see where we go next year. I think it's going to be either Tampa Bay or I forget who else, but someplace warm. Miami, I think it is actually. So, but that's it.
Thank you, Derek. Next up, from Field Studies and Study Abroad, we have Gib Eggy.
Hey guys, my unique thing kind of goes with what I do here at the college. I'm the coordinator of experiential learning, so I work in the Field Studies Study Abroad office. So anybody else here actually seen a chaparral in the wild? Oh, yeah, okay. Well, maybe I'm not so unique, but we do courses to pretty much anywhere in the world. And a lot of the courses I run are national parks. I've been fortunate enough to bring students to all 63 of the national parks, which is kind of unique, but we have seen them in Big Bend National Park, the Chaparrals. So like I said, field studies, study abroad. So we like to encourage you guys to take advantage of a lot of the opportunities here at the college, but what I'm going to talk to you about are the things outside of the classroom. All right. So a lot of the classes you take here, they can be within the four walls of a classroom. You can take things hybrid. You can take things independent study. There's a bunch of different ways to earn your credits, but we do it experientially by leaving the campus. So these are all 4-credit programs led by COD faculty, using the world as your classroom. So I was hoping Chuck could eventually use global as the fourth one. What do you think?
I like it.
You like it? Okay, so we encourage you to be a little more globally minded here at the college. And like Chuck said, a lot of people that do these programs do them their junior and senior year at college, but we encourage you to do it, your freshman year. We get a lot of students that will graduate high school sometimes, and their first experience with COD will be a summer class, maybe going abroad, learning a language. Really, the only requirement we have is that you're 18 years or older for these classes. So just to give you an idea of what we have, I have a set list here. So what we have, our programs are never the same. Whatever you see going on right now, it's not going to be the same next year. This all comes from the creativity of our part and full-time faculty running programs. So currently we have a group that's in New York City learning art history. We have a group right now that's in the sea of, or down in Baja, Mexico, that's learning about gray whales and gray whale migration. We have a group leaving in a couple days going to Costa Rica. We have biking classes that couple with English. So if you need to get your English credit in kind of a unique way, we have a lot of themes that go with these core classes. So, I'm a cyclist. I'd like to learn a little bit about the cycling network of the DuPage County area. You can do that while earning English credit. We use Chicago as our classroom for a lot because it is a great city. We have fashion programs that go there. We have art history programs that go there. If you want to go to Ireland and learn about horticulture, we have programs that will go there. And these are programs I'm telling you that are open right now. A lot of our classes are still full, so what I'm talking about is only a very small sample of what we've got going on. If you'd like to go to Vienna with us during spring break and learn about the composers, the art, the Danube River, the history, the culture, the language, we can do that. We have a huge weekend adventure program. What these are $50 and it occurs during a weekend. So if you'd like to learn to canoe, you'd like to learn to kayak, rock climb, hike, snowshoe, these are all programs available to you. We provide all of the equipment. We don't expect you to show up or purchase a sea kayak or purchase rock climbing shoes. We all have that here. Not only is it a good way to earn a PE credit, it's also a great way to meet other like-minded students. I've been running these programs for a long time, and I've had 6 people that have been married that have met on our field studies classes. So I'm not saying that you should go to meet like the significant other, but you might meet some interesting people that share a similar interest that you do. All right, going down the list, animal research in Canada. So if you want a biology major, we have Jim Ludden, one of our full-time faculty, who will take you north of the border where you do real hands-on animal research. So if you want to get into biology and you want to have that first-hand experience, really something interesting to put on a resume that you actually had that real experience in the wild. Humanities and Culture of Greece. If anybody's into criminal justice, we have a program that sends you to the UK where you can compare and contrast the criminal justice system of the United States and the UK. Culinary in France. If you're into chasing wild weather, we have these vans that are your COD classroom, and when we send you out to the Great Plains during spring and summer to look at terrible weather, or I shouldn't say terrible, what do they call it? Severe weather is what they call it. Very popular program that we have here where you can chase all over the place and look at tornadoes and thunderstorms, and we have 4 of these that go every year. And finally, one of the greatest things about our study abroad programs is it helps you learn a language. So being able to be fluent in more languages than just English will make you incredibly more marketable in the world. And what's a great way to learn a language? Go to Spain and live with a Spanish-speaking family, and every day you're kind of forced to learn the language. Anybody do Duolingo? That's kind of fun. You learn some words, but when you're forced into a subway station, or you have to buy groceries, or go to a restaurant, you get out of your comfort zone a little bit and you try to figure these things out. And that's experiential learning. That's what we're all about. We are in the BIC building, room 3520. So if you see the flags all around the room, feel free to stop by. And we have scholarships available. If you don't want to travel the world, you like to be here, but you're still globally minded, we have quite a few organizations and clubs here on campus. We have the Global Flicks programs that are coming out soon, where you can watch free international movies right here at the college. So quite a lot of ways to get involved here with field studies and study abroad. So welcome to COD, guys.
Thank you, Gib. And I would actually like to add one more class to the list of classes that Gib mentioned. There is an outstanding experiential speech 1100 course that goes camping overnight, and it's geared for people with high anxiety about public speaking. And so if you fall into that category, it's being run not in the spring, but next fall. And I understand that it's really, really outstanding faculty. I am teaching that. So,
One unique thing too, I
Oh,
took
yeah.
that speech class here at COD. You weren't my faculty member, but I took experiential speech.
with Marco, no doubt.
Margo Manassi, public speaking is terrifying for a lot of people, so this is a great way to get that core speech requirement. So hopefully you'll see Chuck again, and I'll see you as well if I send Chuck out on the trip.
And I'll shoot it back at Gib to say I also did I went on a class that Gib led where we went canoeing in the Boundary Waters. And if you're interested in seeing bears fairly up close, that's the trip for you. All right. Next up, keeping things right on going from the library, we have Becky Reese.
Hi, are you all hanging in there? It's a lot of information, in a short period of time. Again, my name is Becky Reese, and I am one of about 15 librarians at the library and 60 or 70 staff members that our whole reason for being there is to help support you while you're taking classes at COD. And I might be a little biased, but I know I've heard this from other faculty members as well, is that COD has a best-in-class library. Am I right on that? We have a best-in-class
100%.
library. We rival, we talk a lot about U of I and Champaign. We have just as many resources as them and access to databases and information. So you are lucky to have this stellar library free and right at the tip of your fingers. So I'm going to give you about 5 minutes of kind of just some library highlights that I've broken down into kind of 4 different categories. And just to give you I'm not very interesting or don't have anything very cool, but I did get my associate's degree at a community college. I went to Moraine Valley Community College many, many, many years ago. So I was in the same boat that you are, about 20-something years ago. So, you couldn't be in better hands here at COD. So, one of my first thing I'm going to talk about the library space. We are located in the SRC building, and we are on the 2nd and 3rd floor of the SRC building. During the semester, so starting January 26th, I believe is when classes start, we are open 7 days a week. And during the weekdays, we're open till 10 o'clock at night, which is really handy. We have in our space, and I'll go into more about getting, in contact with us at the library, but in our spaces, we have a space for everybody and conducive to all different types of learning. We have silent study spaces, we have spaces for collaborative work, for meeting, and we also have, which is what is a very hot commodity in the library, is we have a handful of study rooms that can be reserved for 3 hours at a time. They fit anywhere from 2 to 3 people to 9 or 10 people. If you know you have group work coming up, you can reserve a study room in the library. Again, it's a hot commodity, so if you know you have something coming up ahead of time, a big project, something that you're going to be working with folks on, you can come in and book the room up to 2 weeks in advance so that you don't, run into some issues with not having the space that you need. And we also have study pods in the library. Picture a phone booth. Anyone can kind of picture what a phone booth looks like. These are individual, just kind of walk in if you need to jump on a phone call, take a Zoom meeting, something like that. They're first come, first serve, and we have 2 of them located in the library. And the last thing in our space is that we have a media lab in the library, which again is a really kind of popular space. We have Mac computers with full Adobe Suite in there. We have recording studios, we have green screens, and we have what else am I missing? Green screens, recording studios. Oh, we loan equipment to students. So cameras we will loan to you. We will loan podcast kits to you. We will loan iPads to you. Just being a student, they're free. And the best part that comes along with that is that we have really knowledgeable staff in the Media Lab who can kind of talk you through using any equipment that you might need for assignments. And you can book a one-on-one with our Media Lab staff to help you learn to work through any equipment that we might have. Again, pretty popular for people who have, tech-related assignments or who have, could benefit from using our podcast kit. So one is our library space. Now, we wouldn't be a library if I didn't talk to you about our collections and what we have to check out at the library. So what is in our collection? Well, we have physical books. Remember what those were? Physical books, yeah. So books can be borrowed for 4 weeks at a time, if not more, and your student ID card will serve as your library card, or you can use your driver's license to check books out from the library. And ebooks that we have hundreds of thousands of ebooks available. Those you can access at any time online on our library homepage, which is library.cod.edu. We have textbooks that you can borrow in the library to scan to PDF, to copy what you might need. We know textbooks can be quite costly, so we keep some copies of textbooks available in the library if you just need to kind of come in and make a copy, or if you want to scan something to your email. So those big anatomy and physiology door stoppers, those can be $300. We might have it. It's worth checking out the library and contacting us to see if we have your textbook available. This is the other hot commodity, too. We also facilitate laptop rentals at the library, and that's free. You would, on our website, again, library.cod.edu, we have a laptop reserve tab on there. So if you know this is something that you're going to utilize, you're sharing devices with folks at home, you'd like your own, they're all HP laptops, go ahead and put yourself on reserve for one, because the first week of class, everyone's going to come in wanting a laptop. So that's kind of my tip to you, is get ahead on that. But if you aren't able to, the first week of class, you can come walk in with an ID and tell them you would like to check out a laptop. And that is yours to take home for the semester. On the last day of class, you return it, and IT will clear all your information off of that so that none of that is lingering. Where are my nursing and allied health people? Nursing classes, allied health, radiology, phlebotomy, who's taken anatomy and physiology? Okay, I'm seeing some hands up here. We have anatomy models to borrow in the library. So you walk into the library, and right behind the front desk, you'll see legs and arms, and you'll see brains and eyeballs and different organs. Those can be borrowed in the library as you prepare for your anatomy and physiology classes, and those are 2-hour use in the library. So those are kind of helpful to know. And we also have books for leisure reading. We have New York Times bestsellers, graphic novels, comics, and manga, if you're into that, and ebooks and audiobooks free through our Libby app. A lot of public libraries use that, so if you're an audiobook reader, don't pay on Audible. Just come to the library, and you can be able to download your book through there. That was the second one. Research help is the third one here. So our librarians are available. So anytime the library is open, we're also available online. What does this mean? We have a real live librarian who is monitoring a chat service. It's not a bot. It's a real librarian, and you can chat in. It's on the main page of our library website. And we can help you with questions, anything from can you help me cite my source? Or it's 9 o'clock at night, I've got something due tomorrow. Can you help me find a database to find an article in? I don't know where to start. Can you help me think of ideas, brainstorm topics? Anything like this, we can help you on chat. Again, don't wait till the last minute. We are willing and able to help you, and there's usually like 2 librarians on chat at any given moment, and that is when we're on the weekends and during the week. We also offer one-on-one research appointments with a librarian. What that means is you bring your topic, and you can reserve an appointment. It's one-on-one with a librarian. They have 24 hours in advance to kind of research your topic a little bit, and then you can sit with them one-on-one and work on your assignments. So again, that's another lifeline, kind of if you're in the thick of research and don't know where to start, I advise you to book a research appointment with a librarian. And we also have subject librarians. Where are my business people? Who's going into business classes, entrepreneurship, anything like that? Our business librarian, Christine Kickles, is the best of the best. She's someone to know and very knowledgeable about business practices and researching industry information. So again, for every program taught here, we have a librarian who is a liaison to that program. And last but not least, the library also offers educational workshops and fun workshops throughout the semester. In the past, we've had trivia events, we've done rock painting, we've done book discussions, and hopefully this semester we're going to be doing a workshop on AI literacy. And these are just kind of extra help, extra workshops that you can sign up for on the library website, again, library.cod.edu. You're also able to sign up for a tour at any point in the semester if you want to just come around and walk around with one of the librarians and see the space and the resources. That's also good to know. One of our biggest events in the semester is the Student Research Symposium, which we will be doing, I believe it's in May. And there are large monetary gifts, prizes for that, so that's something you would work out with your instructor and they would sponsor you, but it's pretty big in the library. That's kind of our biggest event during the year. It's a lot of information, but you can go ahead. We are on Instagram, and I believe we're on TikTok too, so we usually are kind of putting up upcoming events in the library, kind of things we're showcasing and advertising, but we look forward to having you in the library this semester.
Thank you, Becky. Our penultimate presenter, which means second to last, Bess Fuertes from Advising.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Bess Fuertes. I'm from Academic Advising. I'm one of 30 academic advisors who are available to work with you while you're a student at COD. One unique thing about me is I was a first-generation student, so I was the first person in my family to go to college. Anybody else out there also a first-gen? All right, wonderful, wonderful. It's good to see you all. So academic advisors are here to help students take ownership of your college experience by planning for the future, setting academic goals, celebrating your achievements, and providing resources that support your success in school and beyond. Can I see a show of hands? How many students have already registered for at least one class for the spring 26 semester? Wonderful, okay, terrific. And how many students have already been in contact with an academic advisor in some capacity? Terrific, terrific. I'm glad to see those numbers. So advisors are here to assist you from the moment you first become a COD student to the moment that you complete your degree or your certificate program. Your advisor will stay with you throughout your time at COD, and they're a resource to help you succeed and achieve your academic goals. Things that you might want to consider or to discuss with your advisor. Are you at COD to earn a degree or certificate? Do you prefer to go directly into the workforce with some enhanced skills? Or do you want to transfer to a university after attending COD? As Chuck mentioned earlier, you want to grab the wheel while you're here. If you need assistance in learning how to grab that wheel, we are there for you. Once you are enrolled as a first-time in college student, you'll be assigned an academic advisor. So next month, please be on the lookout for an email from your assigned academic advisor. They'll reach out to you with their contact information and a link that you can use to schedule an appointment. If you should need to reach out to an academic advisor before you receive that email, you can locate us in the Student Services Center, room 3301, or you can call us at 630-942-2259. Please remember, moving forward, the best time to meet with an academic advisor is before class registration begins. So as everybody's mentioned, we have a lot of students here, and we want to make sure that we can help all of you. So please, reach out to us prior to March if you're interested in registering for summer classes. If you're interested in registering for fall classes, reach out to us before April. Alrighty, so I have a couple of stress balls. Who needs some owners? Who would you talk to about developing your academic plan? Who would you talk to? Yeah. Terrific. All right.
It is open book.
And then also, who would you speak with about those specific requirements for your degree or certificate program? Okay, terrific. I'm so glad this throwing wasn't a test. Okay. Well, thank you so much for your time today. It's great to see you all, and welcome to COD.
Thank you, Bess. Our final presenter, also known as the headliner. While it's all important information you got today, this might be the most important information you're going to get today. Give it up for Daniela Servin-Garcia from Financial Assistance.
All right, hello everyone. My name is Daniela Servin-Garcia. I'm the manager for scholarships, outreach, and student employment in the financial aid office. We are located in the enrollment center in the Student Services Center, SSC 2280. We are housed with registration, admissions, and international services as well. So if you have any issues or questions, you could always visit us there. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about some different types of options for financial assistance. Starting with first and foremost, the FAFSA application. By raise of hands, who has already completed a FAFSA application? Ooh, I better see a lot of you guys in the enrollment center this year. All right, so just a reminder, a FAFSA application is to see if you qualify for any federal assistance, whether it's free funding or student loan funding or student employment as well. The FAFSA application does open up once every year, so every October 1st, the new application will open up for that next academic year you're going to be starting. If you have not completed a FAFSA application to see if you qualify for any assistance, you can still apply until June 30th. I would suggest not waiting until June 30th, but try to apply as soon as possible. If you do need help to apply for the FAFSA application, we are able to help you in our office. Sometimes we also will be at the Extension Center, so in Naperville, Carroll Stream, Edison, and Westmont. We will also be there sometimes to help you guys fill out the FAFSA, so if you ever have any questions or need help, we can help you complete your application. We will also help students apply for alternative applications. So if you're undocumented and you cannot apply for FAFSA, you can apply for state funding. We will also help you apply for those fundings as well. The next year FAFSA for fall 2026, spring 2027 is already open. So if you are planning also to take classes in the fall semester or spring semester, highly suggest trying to apply for that. Registration will open April 1st for the fall semester, so you want to make sure you do it at least before April. Payment is due July 1st, so always recommend to try to do it as soon as possible. The later you do your FAFSA, the less you might be eligible for, especially for state funding. So if you want to maximize, always do your application early on. The next thing I want to talk about is scholarships. I know students might not ever want to apply for scholarships. It is a time-consuming process to write up scholarship essays. Like we said earlier, career services and task, they will help you with different applications. So I highly recommend visiting them to get help with that. For scholarships, we will open fall scholarships in February 1st. We typically open about at least 150 applications, and they could range anywhere from $250 to full tuition. Highly recommend to apply for as many as you can. We will also promote external scholarships. So on our portal, we will show scholarships from outside organizations that will ask us to promote their website or application. We last year received at least $500,000 for over 300 students. I had a student who received $20,000, and COD does not cover or cost $20,000. So she was able to get that to use for all her educational expenses for the year, and she renewed it for this year as well. So highly recommend taking advantage to not have to borrow any money or pay out of pocket. Apply for as many scholarships as you can, and if you need help, you can always reach out to us. We can help you with that. Other important information is bookstore dates. If you have financial aid, you had money left over, you can use that funds for books after we've applied it to your tuition. Right now, you're able to use the funds for spring semester from now until March 27th. Anything you don't use from your financial aid for the semester, you can get a refund as a refund check. That usually will start coming out in end of February. So highly recommend looking on the website. If you have bookstore funding, you go to insidecod.com .edu, and then you'll be able to look at your financial aid self-service. That's where you'll be able to see what funding you have available for books. Very important thing also, just check your student email every single day, at least once a day. A lot of our offices and departments, that's how we reach out to you and give you any status updates, notifications. If there's any issues, that's how we will reach out. So make sure you're checking that on a constant basis, and like I said, once every day to make sure you get all the information you need. Another thing I will touch base on is student employment. If you're looking for part-time job on campus, you're able to apply for student employment. We have positions all throughout campus, all throughout the year. They could range from each department. It's very flexible. Students are able to work up to 20 hours a week, 40 hours when we're not on campus or not during classes. Rates start at $15 an hour. Some examples of positions we have available right now is with the Courier newspaper. We have lifeguard positions with HVAC, the athletic department, IT, legal studies, cosmetology, biology, costume assistants. So it's a great opportunity to also network. For example, we have our student employee in our financial aid office. You know, no one's really going to financial aid for a degree, but we were able to help her with working on our social media account, and she's now going to be going to DePaul after the spring semester, and I was able to help her make her connect with the transfer services and the proper departments to know what she wanted to do for her program. So it's a great opportunity to also just work on campus, and a lot of departments interact with each other in different ways, so we will push you to the right people to get started on your education. If you have any questions for us, we're at the tables outside, or you could also visit us at the Enrollment Center. Thank you.
Thank you, Daniela. Check, there we go. It is time for the drawing. What I'm going to ask you guys to do, get your tickets out. A couple quick rules, maybe they go without saying. You can only win once. You have to be present to win. Students only. So if non-students cannot win a prize. And with that being said, I'm going to ask Divine if you can reach in there for me, and I will ask LaBike if you can, as they come up, the winners, if you can verify their ticket. And then we're going to let the first winner can choose from anything on the table. Second winner can choose anything from what's left, and so on and so forth, till the final person has no choice whatsoever. Okay, here we go. Divine, if you want to pick that first ticket. Let me see, I'll read it on the mic here. It is 289-1855. It's a blue ticket, 289-1855. Did I see some? Right there, okay. Pass that along. And we will keep going. We'll just make sure the winners are able to pick in order. Okay. Next one up, another blue ticket, and this one is 257-877. We will keep things going. Yellow ticket. I will trade you so that you can give that to a bike. Yellow ticket, 672-8644. We got one, all right. Moving right along. Yeah, that Keurig went first. Not a surprise. Lego, there we go. Blue, just one. Blue ticket, 257-865. 257-865. There we go. There goes Ted. We're down to the last one here. All right, there goes the power pack. So this is for the picnic blanket. It is a blue ticket. It is 289-1870. 289-1870, right there. All right. Thank you all. Don't forget to go to the tables, get your ice cream, ask your questions, get your information. We will see you all at Winter Welcome Week, the first week of school. Stop by Student Life anytime. That's where you can get your student IDs. Thanks for coming out today.